Want to know the secret to hook your readers in less than 60 seconds? This is your ultimate guide to book trailers. Hello everyone, welcome to Pen to Paper. I'm Leah Lindman, author of the Canadian Reminiscence series. And today we're going to be diving into something that I absolutely love as part of the publishing marketing process. And that is creating a book trailer for my books. I'm going to be covering as many aspects as I can about book trailers, what they are, why you should get one, and the important aspects of a book trailer, what goes into making one, and the platforms you can put them on, and why you should consider having a book trailer for your book. So first of all, let's dive into what is a book trailer. Well, it's similar to a movie trailer. A movie trailer is usually 1 to 2 minutes that kind of throws at you the various scenes that are going to excite you in the movie and the basic premise or plot of what the movie is about to whet your appetite to watch the whole movie. So in the same vein, the book trailer does the same thing, except we probably don't want to do the book trailer 1 to 2 minutes long. It used to be the case that you could kind of get away with that time, but nowadays everyone's just waiting to scroll on to the next best thing. And so we want to keep our book trailers between 30 seconds to a minute, on the shorter end if you possibly can. So that is what a book trailer is. And what does a book trailer do for your overall publishing and marketing success? It gives your reader another way to taste your book before investing in buying the book. And it's a very powerful way to get your reader hooked into your book in a way that text can't quite do on its own. So let's now talk about why you should have a book trailer and how it does that for the reader. Almost everyone is engaged by visuals, right? How easy is it to just get on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube and just watch videos on things that interest you, right? And so a book trailer can be a very powerful, visual, dynamic way to bring your book to life to readers who are maybe on the fence, or that's maybe how they'll find your book, is through that video on the various different platforms that you can put your video on. So it engages the reader. It also helps establish your book's brand and aesthetic. So let's say your book is a fun beach read rom-com, then obviously your video clips and your music and all that is going to effuse that kind of energy or that kind of nuance, environment, tropes, that type of stuff that you're going to put into the book trailer. And obviously, over everything, you want consistency. So if your book trailer does not match up with what you're promising in the book, that is like suicide. You definitely don't want to do that. You want to make sure that your book trailer is promising what you're promising in the book with the blurb. Everything has to match up, right? So for my own books, I write historical fiction. Some of them have, slightly different genres or tones, and so obviously I'm going to create my book trailers according to the genres and tones. It just helps kind of visually place what type of book you have, where it's set, when it's set, and the overall effect you want it to have on your readers. So we've established brand, aesthetic. Let's jump into, I hope I didn't not finishing it. I hope I'm not forgetting anything. I don't think I am. And of course, what's great about book trailers is it can go across a variety of platforms. You can have it on your website. You can have it as a reel on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, You can use it for Facebook ads. Like, the sky is the limit because video is predominant on almost every platform, social media or otherwise. Your readers are going to see it on those platforms if that's, you know, the regular fare that they're looking at and watching for, and usually that is the case. So that's why a book trailer is so important. All right, let's talk about the key aspects of a book trailer. So first of all, clips, video clips, whether you film it yourself or you find it yourself. Those clips need to be high quality, because when you think trailer, you think high quality, obviously. So you have to go to sites where you can either get free stock videos or videos that have a commercial license that you can use in your projects. I usually go to pexels.com, which has a lot of free stock video, and you do have to sift through it, but there's quite a treasure trove of different types of videos that you can use. And then obviously the person who's creating book trailers can change and adapt their videos to the overall tone and aesthetic of the book trailer. So you can use those type of clips, or you can even shoot it yourself if that's something that you're good at, that you're interested in, that you have some skill in. Then why don't you just shoot your own film and your own videos for your book trailer and use those? So that's one important aspect. Another important aspect is music. I cannot overstate how important this is in your book trailer, because you want to try to cover as many of the 5 senses as possible. So obviously visual, but auditory is such an important way of doing this. And so there's different types of music that are going to go with different tones. So there's happy music, there's suspenseful music, there's romantic music, dramatic music, epic music. And this is a lot of fun to find and to play around with. One key place where I get my music is Audio Jungle, but there's so many different ones. And there might be some sites with free music. Usually they're not that great, but most of the time you pay for a song, and it can range from $5 to $50, depending on what you're looking for and what you want. But music just helps elevate what you're promising with your book and the message of your book. We also have text overlay. Now, depending, some people prefer text overlay. Some people prefer like character, what do you call that? Like when you hear the character speaking in the book trailer. I personally enjoy text overlay because it's more akin to a movie trailer. You'll see like text overlays usually on them. Sometimes you'll have the character voice narration over it, but that's just what I prefer. I guess for my books, because they're written in third person, I find text overlay fits in more naturally with that tone or with that type of voice. Whereas if your book is in first person, then that might be a better way to go to do with voiceover character narration, might fit that better. So again, you have to see like, what kind of book do I have? What is going to make that trailer and that story come to life in the best way possible? So we covered video clips, music, text overlay. I cannot also, I have to say this, not only do you have music, but you need to have sound effects. Okay, so I've always, ever since my first book, Redeemed from the Ashes, I, did my book trailers and then did a few more book trailers after that. And then I found this course. It was an ad, came across it, and I was like, okay, I want to do this really well. And in this course, it was highly recommended, encouraged to add sound effects because again, it's all auditory, visual, but the more layers you add to it, the more the experience feels real. So in my last book trailer, or in the last few, I've added sound effects. So like a plane, lifting off. the crackling of a fire. What else? The rolling pin, across bread. Children laughing. And again, it's not going to overpower the music or a character voice narration, but it's just going to add the little extra detail that is just going to fulfill the whole experience in a way better way than you had without sound effects. So you need to have sound effects in order to make it feel like, oh, okay, this is legit. Like this, someone has put the thought into it. This is a whole experience I'm getting. Every single facet has been thought of. Okay, so now let's talk about making your own book trailers and the pros and cons of DIYing it versus hiring a professional to do it for you. So if you decide to do it yourself, which is what I did first, you might have a natural inclination for videography. You might really enjoy it. You might even have the natural skills or talents for it. And that's great. However, and that's exactly what I had when I first started out. But after I took a course and I learned about lighting and about sound effects and music and using different softwares to bring something to life, my reels, my book trailers have just gone on a different level that I feel is equal to the level of my books. And it's much more obvious now that it's not just like some beginner doing it. And I will put a playlist of those trailers that have kind of been elevated through this course that I took, which is Content Creators. I believe that's the course name. And if you want to take a course on videography, you maybe have natural skill and you want a course, highly recommend it. I'm going to stick that in the link down below. I didn't pay that much for it, but it just taught me so much. So if you're into videography, you want to improve that, then I highly recommend this course. So yeah, give some room for yourself to learn, to be taught by someone who's better than you. So you can, if you do it yourself, you can do it well. So as I said, I get my stock video footage from Pexels. You can also look at Pixabay. I'm going to also put these all in the description down below. You can look at Adobe. I know you have to probably pay for that. So just depending, what your budget is, but there's definitely stock footage that you can use. You can also use Clip Cafe, which are these clips from movies. Like if you're thinking, oh yeah, there's that scene in that movie and it works perfectly well with what I'm thinking that emulates the scene in my book, you can use it. However, if you don't get the paid version, it's a lower resolution. So like if you want to go free on that, you should probably pay for it because we want those visual clips to be crisp, clear, sharp, and something that, the reader is going to be like, ooh, that just like grabs me. Just the way you feel like it could grab you. What else? And I mentioned music already, going through Audio Jungle with that. Oh yes, softwares that I use. I was using iMovie originally with my old computer because that's what was on it. And it was okay. It's good for a beginner, but I felt like I couldn't do the things that I wanted to do with it. So if you're just beginning and that's what you have, iMovie and you're a Mac, then that's what you start with. Just start with that, or whatever your video software is on your computer that it comes with. Play around with it, work with it. Don't wait to be like, oh, I want a paid version of something, but I have to wait because I don't have the money for it now. Like whatever you have, just use it. Now, if you do want a software that you can really play around with stuff, and it is definitely a level up, is called DaVinci Resolve, which is what I use for all my videos now. It's amazing. There's a free version and a paid version, and the free version just offers so much. So much, more, I don't even see myself getting the paid version for a while just because you get so much out of the free version. So if you want it's too beginner, but I want something a level up that I don't have to pay for, go with DaVinci Resolve. It's incredible. I have no no issues with it, no complaints whatsoever. You can also use Canva. Canva also does video. And most of you might go in the Canva direction. It's pretty user-friendly. You're probably using Canva for graphic design already, so you can use that too. Just when it comes to book trailers, I definitely don't use that. I use DaVinci Resolve, and just like with the paid version of Canva, I can change the specs of the videos from a regular video to a 9:16 frame. And I just love the way DaVinci Resolve just adds in all those layers and all the sounds, but it is something that you definitely might need to get a tutorial for, look up and see how to use it. But that's what I recommend with DaVinci Resolve. And okay, so I've talked about how you can do it. And now, what if, okay, you're on the fence and you're thinking, I'd like to do it myself, but maybe I should go with a professional. So I gave some pros as to why you should do it for yourself. You can do it for free. If you have a passion for videography or you're just discovering that, you have some natural talent, maybe bulk it up with a course, then why not do it yourself? However, if there is something to be said for someone who knows how to bring clips together in a way that just fits with the music, they just know, they have an instinctive and they're really good with finding vision on how to put music, sounds, and clips together to really bring about another piece of art that goes along with your book. One thing I forgot to mention that's so important when you're doing your own videos or your own book trailers, what do we call it? Not sequencing, the plotting. Basically, either what your text overlay is gonna say, or what your character voice narration is gonna say, what is being said. And if you're doing it yourself, it's got to be tight. You cannot give me a whole, your blurb in the back of your book, that's way too long. It's got to be super condensed, super to the point, but it tantalizing enough that the reader's oh, but I want to know more. I want to read the story. So again, in my book trailer playlist, you'll see that the book trailers are, under a minute, and you have to be very quick. It just gives, fast details of the book, and just, it gives the problem, the question, no solution. You want your readers to find out by reading your book, right? And it would be the same for a character voice over, a narration over your clips. You're going to want them. Now, some famous book trailers, I was just looking at them now, and a bunch of them do have quotes from the book. If the material is extremely strong and there's a certain quote that, just kind of encapsulates all that and brings out the tone of the story very well, then use the quote. I was looking at the one book trailer by Kira Cass from the Selection series, and basically the whole trailer is just a bunch of quotes. Now, already that trailer is way too long. There's not enough movement of frames and clips to kind of move it along and give the reader too much. It was okay, clip wise, and then there's just a ton of quotes. So I wouldn't use a ton of quotes. And make sure your clips are kind of moving at a good rate, not staying too long on one clip. Again, speed, capture the attention. That's everything these days now with video, and you want to make sure that you're on top of that, and you're not going to be oh, I'm making a book trailer that's a minute and a half long, and you lost your person at 10 seconds because it's taking forever to get to what you want your reader to see, right? And at the end of the book trailer, you definitely want to have a picture of your book, maybe available on paperback and ebook, and say that it's available on paperback, ebook, wherever books are sold, something like that. So there's that call to action to your viewer and reader, like, okay, here's this amazing story. They're like, oh yes, I want to read it. What do I do next? Well, you have to tell them what to do next. Like, you can't just expect them. I mean, maybe some readers, are proactive and they'll go to their Goodreads list and find your book and then add it to their Amazon cart, whatever. But don't expect that for them. Like, you have to lead them along. You have to be the one that gives, and you don't have to say, buy my book. Because then that's just cheesy. Like, your call to action is the trailer, right? You're emotionally engaging them and pulling them in with all the visuals and the auditory, and everything is just working together like magic. But then you need to, at the end, just clinch it up. This is the book cover, available. I usually put paperback, ebook, audiobook. You can put wherever books are sold, but you could just do the picture, and then that's good too. And then they're like, oh yeah, now I need to go find that book, right? You can do that. And then obviously, if you're doing like a YouTube channel video, then you would put the link in the description below and all that, but not so much like buy my book in the trailer. That's just tacky. Okay. Like, it all has to work. Even the little call to action at the end has to work with the rest, or else it's just not cool. So I said all that. I hope that if you're like, yeah, I'm totally gung-ho, or I already have some video experience, like, go ahead, make your own book trailer. This is cool. This is gonna be fun. It's a fun project. But if you're not a pro or you don't have experience, and I've seen some book trailers where people have made their own, and it just, like, it's washed out. It's too much information. You lost the reader in like 2 seconds. The music doesn't go. It's badly edited because, face it, they just don't know the software, or they just weren't meticulous in the editing. So yeah, if that's the case, and you know that you're maybe not going to bring it to the level that you can envision or you want it, I suggest hiring a professional or someone with experience to make you an awesome book trailer that you can use in your marketing. You can put it on a YouTube channel. You can put it on, as I said, your social media, your Facebook, your TikTok, your Instagram, X, whatever you want to use. And you should have it in a real size, so 9:16, and a regular video size for, whatever platforms work best with the sizing of the video. And that way, you know that you're going to get a quality product at the end that's going to hook your readers in less than 60 seconds in a way that text never can do. There's just so much packed into it in the short amount of time. So that's what you're going to do. Now, I hope that this has been helpful to you today, that maybe you are inspired to go make your own. But if you're the type of person who's in the camp that says, I would love to have an amazing book trailer, I'm really not confident in my abilities, and I don't have time to teach myself or whatever, and I would really like to hire someone, well, you've come to the right place, because I make book trailers now. Okay, so I've been making them for a few years, and now that I've taken this course, I am officially on the market to make book trailers for authors. So some of the genres that I do tackle are contemporary romance, historical fiction, thriller, depending on the subgenre, maybe a tad of horror, suspense, nonfiction, and fantasy. So those are the genres I'm open to making book trailers for. If you want to have a meeting with me over what your vision is for the book trailer, I will work with you, the author. Obviously, you are the author. You have a certain vision of maybe the way you want to see your book trailer done. So I will sit down with you. We'll see if we can get something going that is going to suit your vision, but also, can be made in a way that is going to be elevated to the position of your book, and it's going to help propel your book and the marketing plan you have behind it. and I would be happy to do that for you. I'm very excited. I'm passionate about helping authors, and this is one way that I can combine my love of videography, my skill for it, and helping authors just be able to get their message in their book out to more of their audience on different platforms in different ways. So check it out. I will put that link down below where you can book a time with me if you're interested, and tell me what is your, if you've seen a book trailer, do you have a favorite book trailer that you've seen? And yeah, just let me know if there is a favorite book trailer that you've seen, and maybe what is one element that you love most about a book trailer. I'd love to hear your comments down below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more weekly content. I know, I think it was the last 2-3 weeks, I've been wanting to put out content. My life has been crazy busy, more than usual, but now I'm back. Let's just, it's gonna be, stay tuned for Friday. I'm gonna be putting out a fun book tag, and that's for the BookTube side of this channel. So have an amazing day wherever you are.